stream going out to YouTube. I'm not sure if it's going to be in the same video though. Check that. Okay. Hey, let me know when you get in. I'm really sorry about that. Pillsmith, yes, cool. Can you see me? Can you hear me? The weirdest stuff happens when I try to do only YouTube without the Facebook combination stream. Suddenly my stream key reset itself and I didn't know why. But this is working. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. Whew, good thing you didn't see it happen. That feels like the live sound days when you get to you have 3 hours to build a show and sound check and do everything and it's all perfect. Doors open, the crowd comes in, the band's on stage, and then an amp blows out. Whatever. All right, much better. Okay, so thanks for being patient, everybody. You know this is my favorite time of the week. And just to catch everybody up with what happened a minute ago, I went into the Facebook group and let everybody know we are moving all of our track feedback over to Discord. And it's a new subscription for the track feedback crew. I got a double little screen over on the right. Okay. X out the double screen. We have moved our track feedback crew over to Discord. The most active people who give the best comments are over there. It's super fun. And the best thing is you don't have the distractions of Facebook like ads and a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you're seeing this video on the public Mixitecture YouTube channel, this is a freebie. The track feedback from now on, these live videos are going to be for these subscription members who are really hardcore about getting tracks done. And to get in the live videos in the future, you got to subscribe. But this one is a freebie because I want to let you know we're transitioning. Not everybody is up to speed on it yet, and not everybody's online every single day. So I'm trying to just tell everybody every single day, come on into Discord. This is where it's at, and we're going to be doing track feedback over there. So to start off with, a new member, Jeannie Thomas, our friend Paraverse. I've been listening to her little previews on Instagram for a while now, and we're going to kick it off with her. And just so you know what else is coming up, I'm going to go into Discord, grab the songs out of the feedback channels, and that's what we're going to play today. Hey, we got Randy Adams. What's going on? So this track is called Waiting for Connection. It's a super chill track in the down-tempo section. It starts off with bass and drums. I'm going to turn it up and let her roll. Feels like a trip hop kind of beat. Comes up with just bass line and drums. That vocal. I wish Jeannie was on. I think that's probably her singing. She has this great studio you see on Instagram with keyboards and mics and everything. She's playing music. Who wants the kick drum bigger? Anybody? I'm feeling kick drum could be bigger. Nick Lavalley's here. Cool. I got a track from you to play because I know you're working on that wedding song. Scott, I got your link too. Okay, right here we can hear the kick drum. I'm jacking up the low shelf EQ. That's like a nice 808 long kick. And right now we're hearing how with the bass line and the kick drum, all of a sudden that basic kick didn't show up as well. So yeah, low end needs to be kick drum needs some coming up. You think the vocals are too wet? I thought the vocals are not loud enough, so I think you could leave the reverb. I like it nice and reverby. In this genre, for this genre, for me, it can't be too wet. Like the ethereal, spacey vocal is good, but the dry signal could come up more pointed in the center. Jeez, we got down tempo all over the place this week. As for the arrangement and the flow and the sound design and everything, this track is beautiful. Instantly, I was drawn into it. The bass, the ride cymbal feels realistic enough to carry the track. It doesn't feel like a super sampley, repetitive ride. Okay, the voice is smudgy. That's a great word. I want to remember that. Smudgy. Like if you draw with charcoal and then smudge it. So yeah, okay, the vocal could be a little more clear, so dry vocal up a little bit, keep the effects nice and wide. I'm listening to the bass right here. I like that little wispy stuff in the sides. And right there, you can definitely hear the vocal. We need a... That track just makes me feel good. So I'm gonna just go back to another section in the middle. I like it at the end, we could hear the bass by itself to hear what the low end is doing. Let's check where the kick drum was by itself around minute 20. I think we go into, okay, minute 30 right here. That kick drum is like, bo, whoa, whoa, whoa. It almost turns into a wub. You know what I would do, Jeannie, when you watch this on the replay? Make the kick drum louder and huge and have that be the whole bottom end. And then the bass line thing, you could EQ the bass line up to like 80 hertz and above, or even up to 100. Believe it or not, 100 hertz for a bass line is still plenty low when you have a kick drum like that. And that way the kick on the bottom will just be like, poof, like a bowling ball. And the bass line will be around it like, constant, I guess, not drone exactly. I'm gonna skip to the end and play where we hear the bass line by itself, just to hear what that's doing. And specifically what I'm talking about is the kick drum has such a long duration that it's operating at the same time as the low bass, which means the kick drum and the bass line are like kind of mushed together. And the reason I noticed it is because I couldn't clearly hear the kick. Even though it's big and deep, I couldn't hear it, you know? So here we are at the end, 327. Oh, sorry, 320, that low. Yeah. So a little bit of low end work. What do we got? Don't think the track needs super clarity. The sounds kind of evolve one out of the other, which is quite trippy and nice. Missing the clarity of the sounds. Yeah, I mean, we got some people ready to download this thing here. So overall, Jeannie vocal up a little bit louder with the dry signal, but keep it nice and wet so we have some ambiance around it. And kick drum louder, and then bass line EQ some of the lows out of the bass. Just kind of scoop out from like up to 80, 90, 100, something like that. So you have a clear kick that's like boof, and then the bass line is like woo, around it with some sidechain compression. And let us know if you need me to retranslate those comments. I'm not sure where you're at with techie plugins. It's not muddy, it's just filtered down. I'm gonna say that next time my clothes are dirty. They're not dirty, they're just filtered down. Okay, Canada, Serrano, and do I have the banner? Is it important to you guys to have the track feedback banner? Now playing, oh, and that actually is the right name of what was playing, but now we're gonna go to Canada, Serrano, which I believe is a pepper. Is that right? Look at that, how prepared I was. I had the track feedback banner ready to go and I couldn't freaking get my stream key connected. All right, here we go. I like what the guitar is doing so far, definitely. This has like a Boards of Canada kind of vibe. Rowing my canoe. I got a drum beat note here. The drums feel sparse. Like, they're kind of in the background and they're like little sounds here and there. But I almost want to hear like a faster, like a shaker, like just like an egg shaker or something that has a little bit more of a rhythm to kind of like kick the beat forward. Not at this part though. We're at 234. And this is a great track where you don't need a kick drum because the bass line is everything. And it's like a nice low bass. I like that synth feel. It's like circular. Wow, wow, wow. That was what I was trying to describe, like a first track of a DJ set. Yeah, definitely. The sounds are I'm hitting the loop switch. 324. I like what the vocals are doing. I could use another minute of this. This is it's so cool. And I like the bass line pattern where it starts low and goes up. So it has this rising feel, like we're like going up in the track. And then the clouds are around with the spacey pads. So the sonic world really, really is telling a story that fits together. I think the vocals could be a little louder. Oh, those pens make it better, thank you. Yeah, I had a feeling like it could use a little bit of like a clicky kind of a beat. Oh, what was that? Hold on. At 32, a little roll. Because the drums are kind of metallic, you know, you get little hits, but then there's like, I don't know, what if you put a 16th note delay on each drum beat and had that filtered down so it was like, that might be weird. That's the first thing I would try. Instead of adding a new percussion layer, add a 16th note delay on the whole drum kit, filter the delay down so it has that even more trippy feel of like, sha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. And right here, 109. Great break. The synths dropped out, the strumming guitar. And this guitar could have a little bit more brightness on the strings, because you know with the guitar, when you're strumming on the really high EQ or high band of the EQ, there's like, you can actually hear the pick noise on the strings. At that moment around 1:30, when there's only guitar, it would be cool if the acoustic just went shh and got like brighter. Floating in space. Yeah, I'm hesitant to press pause on this one, but I gotta keep it moving. Scott, this is beautiful, man. This track is basically done. All this stuff I'm saying is kind of creative additions that I would do to just kind of like tweak it a little bit. Maybe the vocal could stay where it is. I would bring it up a little bit. Super cool. And we're gonna do something special here. Sereno, definitely serene, floating in space. Nice track, very nice track. What do you want to do with that, Scott? How are you feeling about it? Because it could be pretty much, you could just put that up for mastering today and have it done and it would sound great and play it in the set and it would be perfect. So everything that I was saying is like, yeah, you know, you could add some tweaks, but nothing wrong with it. Now I'm gonna play one track from somebody who didn't join up yet, Nick Lavely. I don't think you signed up for our Track Feedback crew in Discord, but I know you've been working together with us and making a lot of comments, especially making wedding music, which is super cool. So we're gonna play a track called These First Steps. And I think you said that's for the bridal party. Walking in, ultimately the bride herself. Heavy duty. They asked for a 4 to 5 minute intro on a bride-specific moment. No pressure, right? Let's see what this sounds like. You did sign up? I gotta check that out. Yeah, this is beautiful. So Nick, I just found you on Discord and put you in the track feedback crew permissions so you can see everything on the side. Sorry, I didn't catch that earlier. Epic. Yeah, where did these string parts come from? Are these VSTs, or did you record these? Had to electronic up those hi-hats right there, right? It's tastefully done though, it's great. I hope they have subwoofers at this wedding, because the low end is really good. Got the Enya vocals happening. Yeah. I don't have a comment yet, I mean. and a third section. Yeah, this is the same track. We're at 5 minutes. They better use this in the drone video footage of the wedding. Man, Nick, this is great. The mix is super clear. All the parts are holding their own space. It's hard to make a mix with a few elements that are acoustic instruments because they all have to be good, and if one of them is not holding up, the whole track can fall apart. But this is totally solid so far. That reverse cymbal, super epic. I'm just gonna have to let this whole thing play. And now we're building down. This is great. And the water, yeah. That postcode, what is up? So, oh my gosh, and the filtered ending. Let me just hit loop. All right, so Nick, the danger of this track, the only danger of this track is, I'm guessing you're gonna have it probably on a playback device in a playlist, go into the sound system at the wedding, and you probably might have your hands full. Make sure that the overall level is loud enough in your mastering output that whatever you play before and after it, it's gonna come out sounding right, because you don't wanna be running around trying to turn it up later if it's not loud enough. That's the only possible thing I could hear that might need to be attended to. So a mastering thing, send it to PivClit, tell them, hook this up. It's beautiful, man. You got the water opening, the piano, the cello comes in. At some points, the string section, like the piano was a little like distant, you know, when the strings were loud. Let me just go to that moment. Here we are at 2:12. And the strings are so prominent, it doesn't matter that the piano is quieter, so who cares? That was the only thing I noticed was the piano. You know, at the beginning of the track, the piano is really loud, and then the strings come in and the piano is buried back a little bit, but it's really well done. So you might have some friends asking you for string parts in this group, I guess. Really cool, man. I don't know what we can help you with, but it's done if you ask me. It sounds great. Just get the mastering level up to the right. Helicopter up to the right loudness so that it works compared to everything else going on. I want to jump to Tim Laws, who put a track in the house section. And by the way, if anybody here joined us and got into Discord, but you're not active or your account didn't get the permissions for all the right sections, please let me know. I still sometimes don't catch which person is connected to which email address or name. My favorite thing is when people have the same name on every device and platform, so I know who it is. But we're gonna play something from Tim Laws called Working Day and Night Remix. And I'm gonna title it first so I don't forget, because that last track was Too Beautiful to Trample. Temple 01 and Night Remix. You can hear me type. Yeah. Definitely ready for mastering. Yeah, for sure. Send that one to George Martin. Okay, here we go. And thanks for coming over here to YouTube with me, everybody. I know it's a little hectic to like jump locations and stuff, but we got it going. Michael Jackson off the wall. All right, Jesper's in here. Cool. This is going to be an illegal bootleg, I think, because I don't know if anybody can put this out. All right, we're having a little confusion of a couple too many layers, where the synth is super cool, but the original like bassline synth is kind of clashing a little bit. So let me pause here and go back to the beginning. The first, and that kick drum has a little fuzz on it too, right? So right at the opening, you can hear the kick drum has a little bit of fuzz going. Cool sound. I really like it a lot. But later we have a synth line that's buzzy. Some of those bass growls are like wow, wow, wow. So frequency-wise, those growls have some kind of crackle and fuzz on them, the same as the kick drum, and that makes it. Yeah, you guys are hearing the same thing. The bass line clashes a bit with the lower bass layers. So there's, I would say basically just too many ideas going on for the synth parts, because there's the sample happening, and then these bass wubs and stuff. Let's skip forward and here we got. And the cool thing is everybody knows the sample, so they're going to be like, yeah, Michael Jackson. And then the bass, synth parts are going to be cool. But what I would do is have the kick drum and the sub kind of just like more muffled. You don't need a fuzzy, distorted kick drum for this. And if you could have a sub bass line that's more like a low, like whoa, whoa, just a simple bass kind of thing, then you can have that busy sample of the original track cutting in and out, and some of the synth growl things going chow wow wow wow. Those could be in the upper mids from like 400 hertz on up. And that hi-hat, we're getting there. Yeah, crowded track is a difficult mix. And then the other thing is that open hi-hat. Yeah, that open hi-hat sound, it's almost like a short ride cymbal. Could be tuned a little bit. What did Oliver say? The pitch could be a touch higher or lower. Yeah, it sounds a bit off key, right? That. I would take it up, honestly. I would take that. I would pitch it up to get it into a different, and it's not even like a pitched note, so you can't look at the MIDI keyboard to see what note to put it at. But what I do is take an EQ, boost up the resonance, sweep the resonance to find the part of the sound, or sweep the frequencies to find the part of the sound where it's a really resonant thing, and then go and pitch it up like, with the transpose knob, like one step at a time to find where it's closest. And then it's probably not going to be exactly on, and then go to the fine detail tuning, like down, you can go plus or minus 24 or something like that, and use that to tune it in. It's not going to be a MIDI thing of the piano keyboard. It's going to be like finding where is that sound most resonant and try to get it to line up with something like the guitar or something so it kind of sits. But there is a groove going on. You know, it's got like this cool thing. And let's skip out to the ending here. Right here, I can hear that there's a cool bass line happening. Oh, here we go. That's what's working really good. So clean up that kick drum first. I would change it out for a kick drum sample that's not distorted, or undo whatever, saturation or whatever. Get a clean kick drum sound so it's just nice round kick, like a disco kick, just boom, boom. Holding it down, nice and simple. The bottom bass line that we're hearing at the end here, it's like do 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 do. That also could be clean and maybe a little louder or something to make it prominent. So we have like the groove with the drum beats, that bottom bass line just holding down the groove, like do 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 do, almost like a Green Velvet beat. Like it's busy, you know, it's like going, 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 going. And then once you have that like foundation together of the low end, then you can bring in the guitar samples and the vocal and the kind of squiggly, growly synths that have a more buzzy texture, and it won't feel crowded. Matt Schultz says maybe a high shelf with a little boost. Maybe I'll turn up my screen contrast. Hi-hat sounds a little muffled, like I would mix a hat for dub techno. Could be, yeah. I mean, the drums are working all right. Basically, when the mix feels crowded, it's kind of, the basic decision is not too many sounds. It's that there's a question of what is the most high priority sound? And that question has not been answered. Right now we have a lot of things in the mid-range kind of competing. It's not instantly clear which one is the most important. And therefore we feel like it's crowded. You don't really know what your ear is latching onto. And it's not an original Michael Jackson, so the vocal is not the main thing. Like anybody mixing Michael Jackson, it's like, okay, the vocal is number one, everything else, whatever. We're not in that situation because it's a remix. So when I'm talking about cleaning up the kick drum, making the bass line lower, putting the other stuff around it, that's basically answering the questions of what's the priority in this mix. And, oh, Randy said, perhaps the vocal isn't properly extracted. Yeah, how do you get a vocal out of a mix? I mean, those are all questions you got to work with. So Tim, good job trying to work on a Michael Jackson track at all, because that's not easy to do. And this is a fun one. The overall groove is like, you know, you put this on, it's going to make people happy. The beat is fast enough. It's got a bounce to it. It's a recognizable thing that is a positive vibe. So not fatal errors, but needs a little bit of work. Speaking of dub techno, I do believe we had Introspective from Matt Schultz. So I'm going to play that one now, and I'm going to label the track titles. What am I doing? If I could somehow have somebody label these track titles for me while I was talking, that'd be great. But that's Matt Schultz, Introspective. Maybe in the future I'll have like a magic robot do that. That'd be cool. All right, Introspective, and we've only been on 35 minutes, which is cool. I think you do it with AI. Yeah. Oh, Ian. So is it too close to the original? Should have more of a totally different feel to the original, play with more eccentric sounds. Yeah, making a remix that sounds like it's too close to the original, that could be like saying you didn't go far enough yet. So yeah, what I would do with that one is take some of the vocals and guitar parts and make like a little 8-bar loop where they're like really doing something cool, and have that come in, and then, you know, dub it out or mute it out and have like the bass synth kind of contrast against it. So instead of having those bass growls and like, instead of having those together at the same time as the guitar and the vocal thing, have like the vocal guitar, recognizable loop, cut it out and alternate it with like some crazy bass, like dubstep drops, and then bring the vocal back. So, you know, in the mid-range, you have like alternating this, that, almost like A, B, A, B, instead of having them all in at the same time. Is this version 2? It is version 2, and instead of talking, I'll play it. How you like that? I always like the found sound in the background. My mic is muted. All that dusty stuff is in the track, and it's super cool. Bass Cave seal of approval. Ooh, I like this synth. Oh, Ian, yeah. Radio software, preload track names. That's a good idea. Doing a little high-end lift. I feel like the hi-hats could be up just a little bit louder. That echo to define a moment in the track is such a good idea. That always works really well. When something's happening, put it into an echo. Much silk. That woob. Very cool. I'm doing the old high-low boost and taking the mids down just a tiny bit. Around 700 or something like that. Just for fun. I should have played this track third in our set for today because it's right in that vibe of down tempo. Super deep, man. I don't know. I'm having a hard time finding something to criticize here. Like, my favorite thing about Matt's tracks are that sub bass, because it's so deep and loud and heavy, but it always feels like a ramp. You know, it like comes in and out. Not like a thud that like hits you, you know, it's like. Matt, how is your room? Is your room treated with acoustics, or how do you get your low end to just sound right all the time? Another good break. Put a little rhythm into a long delay. That sounds like a reversed sound, that bass sound, because it has a crisp end. That's cool. All right, Matt, we want to know, how did you make that sub bass sound? All right, whatever you're doing, it's working, man. The levels just consistently on all your tracks, they flow, you know? Ah, we're bringing DJ Waters over to the dub side. This is awesome. The sounds are amazing, song structure is amazing. I'm gonna extract a production tip. If I don't have anything to criticize about something wrong with the track, and I'm not looking for problems in tracks, I love it when tracks work, but one production tip you can always use that sounds cool is when you want to define a change in the song sections, have a long delay that you're not using for anything else, and take the last little clap or the last little hit before the breakdown and throw that up into the delay so you get that chatter of like whatever that sound is. It extends across and makes the transition into the breakdown or the next section feel like it's not unexpected. Helm, Head Crusher. I like this stuff, but I won't ever make it. I don't have the patience. Yeah. Now we're at 6:30 and you think it's the end of the track, but it's not. I like that tick tick. There we go again, announcing a new section with a little percussive hit going into a long delay. Probably with the delay going into a reverb, right? So you guys probably know this already, but the way I would set it up is a return channel with a delay and a reverb, and then I would EQ before that. So cut up to like 250 or 400 or something like that. So no matter what you put into that delay, you're not gonna get a bass rumble. And then you can go through different sounds in the mix and just grab the send knobs and twist them up to put different sounds into that delay, and it keeps the track sounding fresh and kind of fun for you. And the end. Let's go back just to 219 right here. That's that thing. Check out what sounds do we hear that go into the delay. So there's a little reverse cymbal, the clap goes into the delay, and there's like a chime that happens all at the same time to create that transition. I hate to press stop on the music. You should see me trying to leave the house. When there's music on and I have to go somewhere, I'm like, yeah, I gotta put my keys in my pocket and leave, but I gotta press stop. Which one should I do? Just a little outro. Yeah, delay, reverb, EQ before the effects. Yep. Ian, get enough of the subtle stuff. Make a radio station. Midweek late night ambient set. Yeah. Oh, Matt, every sound is more or less delayed except bass and kick. Well, there you go. That's how you do it. Great track. I don't have any comments. The whole thing works. What I did, I have some comments. What I did on the EQ is I lifted up the high shelf a little bit because I wanted those hi-hats to be a little sparkly. Everything is so, subdued and kind of down that there is room for the hi-hats to be either louder with just the track volume, or you could take the high end and boost the EQ, like boost the high shelf EQ up, which is the same thing as raising the volume on that frequency band. And there was a moment where I thought maybe somewhere around 700 or 800 hertz, we needed a little mid-range dip because the pads were like, and there was like that resonant kind of like, I feel like in the back of my skull, like, so I dipped that down and turned up the bass just because I like to do that. Those are mastering decisions, so nothing wrong with the track. And yeah, that's cool. That's super cool. We are at 12 o'clock. I'm going to play some Randy Adams coming from a Canada remix, the Indak Juicy remix. So let me retitle this one. Mix. Juicy remix, Canada. Okay. Here we go, you guys. Let's see what happens. All right, that was not an intro, but whatever. It just started. Yeah, Matt, you nailed it with the meditative feel, for sure. I'm not sure if the track is called Juicy or if it's just a Juicy remix. Hold on. I have a question about what the bass line is coming from. It feels like almost like an arpeggiator that's like I'm just going to go back to minute 30 where we can hear it by itself. The kick drum is nice and present, really clear, super good. The bass line is a little bit like, it's not totally obvious if it's playing notes or if it's just like a drone rhythm. I love those chords and the presentation. It feels like a nice deep house vibe. Hand clap needs to be louder and the little tick tick a little bit down because it's like that opening little tick is like louder than the clap. So I think that little tick thing, you know what I mean, could be a little down. And the clap could come up. Yeah, the arp and the chords really work together. So it doesn't have to be like a separate big bass line. Yeah, this is super groovy. This is the tick that could come down a little bit. It disappeared. That was going to be the next thing I said. Whoa. Sound design gold star right here. You just got a special award. What? Dude, that little sound right before this drop section was super cool. We got to come back to that. And now I hear something in the low end. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right at 3:30, we go whoa, whoa. Coming out of Serum. Yeah, man, the vocals are really just totally perfect on here. And I don't have a problem with the low end. I'm curious about it, but the kick drum is nice and clear. The chords and the low rumble thing are working together. It's sort of dreamy, you know? Like DJ Shuffle Master, huh? Now it feels like we're in the bass and drums like dub section of the ending. This is great. Oliver, bass down like 2 to 4 semitones maybe. There is some, yeah, maybe. Hey, we got Woat, what's up? This is a cool inner melody voice. Kind of bleepy. Now we're at 5:15 coming into the outro. That delay piano chord part is so cool that it's constant and just, I feel it like here in the mix and it's just always going on. Really, really good space. So smooth. Just like cruising along. And 547, the mix out. Gonna hit the loop switch. This rhythm. Chicka chick, chicka chick. Okay. That's great. Okay. So the way the track comes in, we need an intro. I pressed play and I was like, whoa, it's full speed. So basically cut the kick drum. I would start with just the chords, cut the kick drum and the bass line, chill about there 15 seconds. When that little tack comes in, maybe introduce the bass line, wait another 8 and drop the kick or something like that. You know, create an intro where we have the entrance of the kick drum as like an event. And right here, the top loop, the hi-hats, and the tick, tick, tick are like the hi-hats I want a little bit louder maybe, or the tick, tick a little bit down, just to get them really close to the same like pressure, you know, presence. That little shaker's cool. I know that we want the stem of just the arp and the chords by itself. What? The kick drum loses some transient sometimes. I didn't notice that, but tell me more. And that slow triplet, da, 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 super spacey. The real issue here that needs to be discussed, Randy Adams. This sound, man. What is that sound? Wow, 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 with a buzz on it. It sounds almost like somebody like smacking the needle off a record in a synth solo or something. What is that? And also, why do we only hear it once when it's so cool and I want to hear it more? 252. Could you bring that back later in the track and fit it on top of this ending section? Like, here's 512. At the ending, that little sound is so cool, man. It's perfect where it is, but it's so cool. I want to hear it again at the ending. Even if you bring it back in as a little like drum fill position before another drop or something. On Serum, yeah, man. It's rhythmic, it's buzzy, it's kind of weird. I've not actually heard that kind of a sound before. So I would totally bring that sound back in one more time. I gotta play it again. That little sound, that makes the track for me. I remember sound design in tracks when there's a moment that I'm like, what is that sound? That's I wanna play one with that. So yeah, cool. Oh, hi, Mom. I swear to God, if they ask me about my car insurance, I'm gonna lose my whole entire mind for the last time. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Randy, just build an intro. Take that little like squiggly sound, bring it back again. The tic tac sound, hi-hats maybe up a little bit overall, and then give us the download link to buy a copy because that track is super cool. Who else is here? What just killed everybody's eardrums when I turned up the last part or with the phone? Huh. Sorry, y'all. It didn't kill my eardrums, but maybe that's because I knew I was going to do it. Who's here with us that we didn't play yet? Because DJ Waters, you're Ian. I got a track not found link from the thing I clicked in Discord. So give me a yap yap. I'd like to ask you about your extended warranty. Hi, this is Ramona from the dealership. Your file just came across my desk. I'm going to play from Tice Slackhouse, Mudhouse, the Prunusia Nebula, Firefly. All right, that's a lot to type, but I think I could get it done. Livy Mudhouse. I'm just going to call it Firefly. I think that will tell people what track it is. And Ian, let me know if you want me to play the Blue Line mix or something, but let's go with Tice. Here we go.
Shang-Chi, here, present.
after all that, I hit a SoundCloud ad. This is one thing that I do want to fix about our whole world is that I keep hitting SoundCloud ads. We got a 20-second thing. So while we're here, do you want to start doing all of the track feedback in Discord on video chat hangouts? Because we can do video chats in there, but people have had very different experiences of the audio quality, and I'm not sure what the best way to solve that is. So that's one question. And another comment is I upgraded the Discord with Server Boost that you can directly upload files into Discord channels. I think there's a 50 megabyte limit. So if you don't want to use SoundCloud at all, try uploading an audio file into Discord directly. If it's 50 megabytes, that's basically going to be a limit of time. It's 10 megs a minute for like 1644 audio, so you got to be doing 5-minute tracks or less. But okay, talk to Frank is for feedback. But yeah, I do have a couple questions about this whole system. I want to know if it's working for everybody. So if you like the YouTube unlisted format, we could just keep doing track feedback as YouTube unlisted videos. They're really easy to put into replays, and that can be totally private, only for the people in the track feedback crew. So that's an option. And then maybe we can do video hangouts for more of like a Q&A stuff with just talking and doing producer talk. And then I also want to know what day should we add feedback stream number 2? Because I'm free to flex the schedule. Monday and Tuesday, I don't want to do it. So maybe Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'd rather not, just because I know stuff happens on those days. But Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, I could totally add in another track feedback stream around the noon hour, which seems to be available for a lot of people. So I'll follow up on this with Discord and email and stuff. But I want to make sure that what we're doing is going to work for everybody. And let's get back to Tice Slack House. Yeah, I do not plan this, but every week it does seem like there's a theme, and clearly today we're in the spacey world. This kick drum bump in here it almost feels like, you know, if like somebody taps your headphones from outside and you're like thump. That's what it first feels like, almost like a record needle, like if you thump your finger on the turntable when a record's playing, you get that other bump that's not part of the music. Oh, Matt Schultz says streaming once a week. Yeah, I mean, you know, once a week is cool for me, but I think we're going to have more and more tracks that I want to make sure we can play as many as possible. Right, yeah, Piv, thank you. Yeah, the heartbeat sound has a little bit of a cardboard boxy feel. So somewhere around 100 to 220. I would say 260 to EQ that down so it's more of a bump and not much like a clunk. Very spacey. Oh, the track notes say this ambient track is made only with Roland System 8, Juno 106, and TC Electronics Flashback, and then Strymon Big Sky. Martin, you're not late. We're just getting ready to play some mind-bending tracks. Okay, Maxime, thank you. Yeah, feedback on YouTube. I like that you want to share the track feedback. I think that's really cool. Also, YouTube allows you to share from a certain time, so you could share your track and have the video start at the moment you want to share it. You know how to do that? More and more tracks. Yeah, keep me tuned to the feedback. I got another one. I got another one. Okay, so Levy Mudhouse. This track is another one. What am I gonna say? It sounds cool. We got a couple ideas about the kick drum to make it feel like it's more part of the song, because it's a low bump that's like so outside of everything else in the synth world that it doesn't totally connect. So that bass bump could be a little louder and like more full. You know, it sounds almost like a clicky bass, like. Sound design is super excellent. Song form, super excellent. Yeah, when you go to share, Maxime, when you go to share a YouTube video, you can click a little expand window to say start at this time, and it adds like a minute-second thing that will start the video at that time. Ooh, Martin, this track would benefit from dust and crackles. Oh yeah, 415 filter sweep. Love it.
Lahela is a normal 16-year-old.
Hey guys.
She like.
Okay, so at the very end of the track, we heard maybe a little like, it sounded like a hardware crackle, like, and then it got cut off. So never cut off the ending of your tails. I learned this when I was interning in recording studios. The band is playing, end of the song, they finish the song, and I'd like get ready to press the space bar, and my mentor AJ would look at me and he'd be like, give me this look, like let it roll out. He told me count to 10 before you press stop, because all those little effects plugins or whatever you use in guitar pedals or whatever, they can have a really long tail. And if you cut off the recording, you never get that back. But if it's too long, you can always fade it down later. So yeah. Matt Schultz reminds me of that ambient sound that usually comes out of Japan, like with clear synths and pads. Yeah, a bit. We hit another SoundCloud ad, unfortunately. I was about to start this over. Yeah, a normal 16-year-old. For real. Thank you, SoundCloud. We love your services. You're wonderful. Don't give us any more ads. All right. This is starting over with Pernusia Nebula. Yeah, I mean, there is some fuzz and crackle in there. Who loves samples that are cut off? Nobody! All right, this one is up on the top of the sound design world because the quality of the sounds and the synths are just interesting. There's filter sweeps happening. There's like, they just have a nice tone. And the only kind of problem with this one is that individual bass bump, the whole entire world of drums for the track is one thump that is more like a distant kind of, and it could be a little bit bigger or rounder, or it has like a mid-range boxy feel and isn't like a poof. So for me, I say don't be afraid to have an impact on that low end. It's like it's giving it to us. Yeah, it's great, but a bit more layers to keep it more connected. That's a good way to say what I was feeling. Is like that low kick drum bump thing is by itself on the bottom. Heartbeat pulse is a good way to describe it, but it's not quite connected to the rest of the music. I want to keep moving because we have a bunch of other tracks to get through. I want to go have a little talk to Frank, and then maybe we'll end with Mindbender. And Martin, you put in a bunch of tracks. Like there's Lucid Dreams, and I think you got 3 tracks in here. Oh, and then we got Adam Hatfield too. So I'm going to try and do 4 more tracks, and that might be it. So here we go. Ian Waters, Talk to Frank. Everybody prepare yourself. We do not know what is about to happen.
Pack a small bag. I'm getting high.
Lip sync?
I'm tripping on acid, which is a drug I've done.
Come fly with me, let's fly me to the moon. Let's fly away.
To find out more, talk to Frank. Talk to Frank.
Man, that was a good job with the vocals. All those pieces held together.
Some exotic angels, just say the word.
Good luck, Wout.
Talk to Frank.
Let's fly away. Pack a small bag.
Talk to Frank.
Once I get you up there, we'll just glide. Pack a small bag.
Talk to Frank.
Let's fly away.
All right, minute 21. I'm not sure how loud this is gonna drop.
Pack a small bag.
Happy and happy?
Relaxed and peaceful and lovely.
Or do you want to see the sky melt and your balls float up into your vision?
I like the way you're working with the vocals. It's really consistent sonically, so that's really good.
Pack a small bag.
Talk to Frank.
Okay, minute 55. We're gonna keep going in a minute, but what I expected, and you don't have to be predictable, but when I started hearing the snare drum earlier, around a minute 02, once you start that snare drum,
Lovely.
Or do you want to see the sky melt and your balls float up into
and then a
your
minute
vision?
37, right there,
Talk to Frank.
at a minute 40, like once you start a snare drum rush and you go brrrr, psh, and have an impact, you kind of need to get the kick drum happening, because after this rush happened at a minute 40, it went back into the like intro thing, and then the kick drum came out of nowhere, and I was like, where did that come from?
Or do you
Here
want
we
to
are
see
at
the sky
134.
melt and your balls float up into your vision?
That impact you might as well just cut out
Frank.
15 seconds, my opinion. Because now we're in the kick drum part, now it's slamming. Martin, yeah, more glued together, not sharp. It's gonna sound good on some horns. 215. Let's get some hi-hat coming in.
Small bag.
Nope. We can have the kick drum by itself for like 8 bars, and then we need some other fast percussion or something, but it's building up, I guess. 230. Do we get more drums? I like the swing to it. Dum, ba-dum, ba-dum,
Talk to
ba-dum,
Frank.
ba-dum. Okay, in District French Corps, off-keeper. Yeah, you know what you're doing with your style, so if that's what works. Does feel like,
Coming down.
aha. Okay, that percussion layer, that shaker could be up louder. Yeah, the swing is definitely cool.
Like a small
Ba-dum,
bag.
ba-dum. The glitch. Turn it up, jeez.
Talk to Frank.
You're right. This is cool.
Please have a signed permission slip from a parent or guardian before you attempt any illegal substance, and make sure you drink plenty of water.
I don't understand how you could not want to see the sky bloom, melt, and drip. A tree, like, rotate. Can dances.
Just say the word.
So, okay, cocaine, crack, crystal. Those are crazy, cuckoo, CCC.
Pack a small bag.
Talk to Frank.
Yep.
Going up.
Going down.
Yep.
Pack a small bag.
Okay,
Talk to Frank.
this on a big system would be crazy.
Once I get you up there,
There was a section of bass line I want to go back to, but I hope it comes back. You're getting much, much better with the high frequencies. A couple months ago, your high end was like killing us, and now it's really smooth and buttery. So mix-wise,
Talk to
it's
Frank.
really in good shape. Cool melody too. And that's like in the low end, yeah.
Pack a small bag.
Let me just check this one little spot. 504. Dun, ba, dun, dun. 1, 2, 4, 2, 3, 2, 3,
Pack a
4,
small
4,
bag.
2, 3, 4. Okay, at 512, I'm gonna count that again. There was, when Frank came in, the beat came back, and there was, it came back on 3 instead of on 4. Back to 503, and I'm counting from the cycle of the melody, okay? So here it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3,
Like a
4,
small
4,
bag.
2, 3, 4, 5. You hear what I mean? The beat came in too early. So when you have the melodic cycle happening, keep the beat coming back in when the melody comes back around.
Pack a small bag.
I like how that changed right there. That bass sound.
Talk to Frank.
That would just wreck your midsection on a big system. This is fun stuff, man, yeah. Make that hi-hat shaker thing up a little bit.
Fly away.
Talk to Frank.
Frankie, you're flying with us.
Pack a small bag.
That's great. And we have an ending. Cool. So you did a lot with the sounds you have available. That's really cool to make the ending coming up. The vocal could use a bit more mixing in some places. Some of them are too loud. Yeah, some of them are at different volumes, and talking to Frank might involve some confusion in your mind. So it did sound like that, I guess. I'm gonna be a stickler on this. The issue I have with this track is the unexpected moment from a minute 35.
Lovely.
Or do you want to see the sky melt and your balls float up into your vision?
Talk to Frank.
Pack a small bag.
At a minute 45 right here, I just don't need more of this intro vibe. Like when I get that snare drum build up, I want to have the bass drop. That's me. But yeah, that was intense. So that's my opinion, but I think, I don't know, whatever. I think I'm right, for whatever that's worth. And the only actual problem in the track was right at 5:05 to 5:13 when we had the melody start and we counted off 4 bars and the kick drum came back in before the end of the 4-bar melody loop. That's a problem for people's physical body expectations when you're in the rhythm, in the music. When the beat comes in out of surprise like that, it just feels like, oh, I didn't expect that. So that's, in my opinion, the wrong kind of unexpected. It should be easy to fix, though. Ian, hasn't EQ'd all vocals yet to 1 level? Cool. Oh, well, hey, man, the kick drum levels, I mean, your overall leveling and mixing has gotten so much better in a pretty short amount of time. So you're doing the right thing. Do another round of work of like a production session just with vocals. Use your meters. Honestly, that's the best thing I can recommend for that is look at your peak level and your average level of the vocals. I like to use Spectrum Analyzer, the Ableton Spectrum plugin, and keep an eye on which frequencies are popping up. And the combination of overall level with frequencies can tell you where to get things dialed in so it holds together as a group. And then you can always put all the vocals into a stereo group, drop a glue compressor on there, and get them all compressed together, which glues them together. That can help a lot. So that's cool, man. I'm really happy to just see your progress and see the overall quality coming up with such a scattered amount of sounds and everything. That's a lot of fun. So now we're up to Mind Better. What do you want me to play? We got Lucid Dreams. We got the electro rework of We Got This, and there's the Machine Soul. So which one? I'm gonna play Machine Soul because we're on the dub techno vibe for today. Mindbender, Machine Soul. There we go. That's how the shakers sound right to me. This sounds like the shakers are very, very bright. They're louder and wide. Track has a cool pulse too. Filter sweep and a delay. Yes. And some low whoobs. Boop, boop. I'm gonna check in the bass cave. I think the sub could be a little bit up on this. Yeah, the pads are really cool. And I hear some hand percussion in there. But I'm feeling that low woob. Woob, woob. That sub could be a little bit up. Okay, I cut a little bit of the low mids and boosted up the low lows. I like the filter sweep and delay thing that's happening. The hand percussion loop could come up a little bit because the shakers are really bright in a good place, but that whatever that is, conga or something. It feels like it's down here and it could be like up there. Just a little more volume on that. Okay, so Ian, shakers a little too present. Yeah, you could bring the shakers down a little bit, conga up a little bit, yeah. Good flow. I can hear stuff happening and moving and oozing around. Tweaking the delay time on the rim shot. That sounded like a spring reverb and a delay, and then we're changing the delay time. Totally solid. I like that. It's like a bass pluck kind of synth. Really gives it a... Was that in the beginning or was that new? Nat Schultz wants it more minimal. I don't know. Less sounds, but let the delay reverbs breathe. Well, yeah, but then again, this is mind-bending acid dub techno, so we need those swirly synths. For me, it's not too much instrumentation, personally, but I hear what you're saying. Maybe if the low end was bigger and the synths were just down a little bit, it'd be more like a bass kind of thing. And what would happen if you cut the shaker? 533, maybe cut the shaker and have only the hand drum thing happening? Like a little thing, you know? This atmosphere is crazy. Did that just distort like a reverb? Like, that rim shot delay is awesome. King Tubby in the house. Yeah, speaking of Tubbies, yeah, flanger, phaser on the shaker. What's the one in the Facebook group after that? Do you see a title on that? Because I might have had it up already. This thing. That's super cool. And the washy swishy ending. And some little delay tails going on. That track is all kinds of interesting. Let me go back to the beginning again. Oh. My favorite sound is this little thing at the end, right here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Super awesome, 5 million awesomes. So what did we say? The low end needs to come up a little bit because the bass, the sub bass is like a dolphin, but we want it to be like a whale, like whoop, like coming up underwater, like whoop, and then it goes down again. That's my mental image. You don't have to think of a whale, but you should make the sub bass louder. Egg shaker sound down a little bit. Flanger would be dope on that for sure. Down a little bit, and then the hand drum percussion definitely up louder. And I would be curious, around 5 minutes, if you cut the shakers and just had a big slappy hand drum happening with like a slapback delay on it or something. Yeah, Lucid Dreams, we're gonna pull that up. Delayed rim shots for the win, and to let's extract a technique. What we were hearing was the rim shot was like a character that came in the breakdown, and there's a delay on it, and then we hear the delay time changing so that the delay gets interesting. It's like you can hear somebody inside the track tweaking it. 341. Listen to those delays. Speeding up. Slowing down. Long feedback. Still going. We get another one? That's a crazy long distorted feedback on that delay. Okay, and then now the delay, the 430, now the rim shot thing is like super dry, right? I would hit it with that spring reverb right here. Super cool. No dub without spring reverb. I agree. We got one little one at 440. That was one little one at the moment the kick drum dropped out. So what's the technique for a dub? If you're mixing in a section and you got like a snare drum or a hand clap, a really cool technique is right before a song section starts, cut the kick drum out and throw your snare up into a reverb to go whoosh, and then drop the kick drum back in. So it signals that something's happening in the track changing. One more time, we're gonna hear that at 440 because I love it. And that spring reverb could be a little louder. I never set any fixed delay time, just going for the right feeling. Yeah. Now we're gonna make lucid dreaming great again. Lucid dreams in your brain. Steve is typing. Lucid Dreams. Doink. And Adam Hatfield, we got one track for you. So I'm going to try and play this Mindbender one and then end up with Denat's track called No Idea. But here we go with Lucid Dreams. And everybody, again, thank you so much for hanging out with me, coming over to YouTube, switching platforms, pressing buttons, changing all those things. I really appreciate all the help, especially from Piv Clit, the Discord master, who somehow is always on Discord. And I try to be on as much as I can, but I can't be there 24 hours a day. So here we go, Lucid Dreams. Sorry, I had to fix my EQ from the last one. So is this that dark disco vibe? Is that what you were talking about, dark disco? Giorgio Moroder in the house, man. Super groovy. Ooh, was that the robotic vocoder voice? That vocal is interesting. What's it doing? Banger. Those little vocal things should be louder and like super robotic. Got the strings on top. I want to go back in time and replace the Knight Rider soundtrack with this one. Oh, nice. Going up. Going up. This is awesome. That's what I wanted. Big vocal. Crazy stereo stuff. Cool riser. Airwolf, dude. Matt, oh my god. Nice. Building it up. I love this synth stuff. Solid. What are we at, like 115 or something? It's a little bit like... Yeah. So we're definitely in the chill out week for sure. Yeah, those vocals. Almost like Trans Europe Express, right? Like vocal sound. Cool synths. I love it that the sounds are moving around all the time. Filters are moving, delays are moving, synths are like bleeping and pitch shifting and stuff. Nice. How did you make that? That rising synth. It sounded like somebody had their hand on the pitch knob and it was like, or like on a mod wheel if you were doing the mod wheel to pitch it. And it was like, kind of unsteady and then it dropped down. All right, cool. I like how those hi-hats came in right here. 5 minutes and it's still totally going, keeping the energy. Ooh, a tambourine? At 5:15? Who does that? Stacking up the chord. All the way to the top, what's gonna happen? And a drop. Hold on a second. That part with the chord stacking up would be a good place to cut the kick drum. You don't really need a breakdown right here, but 6. Right here, cut the kick drum out. 7. I mean, you could leave it to the DJ to do that with the low EQ knob, but I would cut the kick drum out for like 1 bar, because at the top chord note, drop the low end, and then you have more of an impact when it comes back in. Little detail, but you know, kind of fun. Mark Troy's put it in the top 3. Yow. Yeah, we're gonna need to download this one here. Ooh, so what is this? A bit of a gate that I play around with on the dry wet knob to make it organic. In came the Bumblebee synth. Here's another thing is one of the things I want to do in the group is start interviewing you guys and doing like a 45-minute interview where we hang out, we talk, and listen to your tracks, and you just tell us what you did. Maybe even screen share or studio share and show us some sounds. And like that thing you just described about a bit of a gate on the dry wet knob or whatever, I would love to just have a workshop where we're like, we're gonna hang out with Mindbender, see some equipment, look at one little sound he created, and hear about how we do it. So anybody who wants to be, who doesn't mind being on an interview, let me know. I want to get that going. Hopefully we're gonna have DJ Waters do an 8D presentation because that thing is so cool. And it would add a lot to the group to interview other people and hear about other production techniques besides just what I do. So let's start doing that, and I'll bug you guys more about it. And let me know if you want to be interviewed and you want to share some of your studio tips or whatever. Let's do it. Martin, share us a promo when it's mastered. Yes. All your tracks sound cool, but that one especially, I could play that right away. And Denat's no idea. So this is going to be Adam Hatfield, who is Denat's no idea. So in part of the Northeast US, there's an accent where they say an R at the end. So instead of idea, you'd say idea. Well, I don't have any idea. And then there's a dumb joke of what do you call a deer? A blind deer or a deer with no eyes? No idea, because you don't know what you call it. But you got to have that accent for that to make sense. All right. Another one with a little bit of a static crackle in here. Awesome groove, total good groove. I wish Adam was on right now. That sound that came in after the reverse crash, just check that out. Here's how to introduce a sound. That's a cool sound. Matt, that's interesting. The noise in the background gives instant depth. Okay. I want to stop and cross-pollinate right here. We got a hand clap thing in. Did a hand clap thing happening? That, I gotta stop. At minute 45, there's a section with this hand clap going. Coulda. That would be a perfect place to put that delay on there, a long delay with a reverb after the delay, and then change the delay time. So as that clap is happening, it's not just repeating but you hear it slapping around and bouncing around, a la Mindbender style. Back to minute 16. I'll tell you when I would start it. At 125. Make that clap float around and bounce in a delay. That would be really good right here. Minute 41. What are you guys saying? Stereo width? So you're hearing too much stereo on the bass? Okay. Yeah, the bass is in the sides. Super groovy. I like that reverse crash a lot. Voices louder. So this bass sound you want more focused? I know centering the two channels is not the same as summing the mono, but so what are you hearing for the percussion layers, Maxime? Like the drums are a little bit spiky, like they're not equal level? Yeah, I could hear that. This is a roller, man. It just keeps going. Okay, so we're getting some not so much stereo on the bass. All right, Ian, I just went up to around 1K, 2K, tweaked that and brought it down a little bit. Interesting observation. I'm thinking I could feel, when I went back and forth around the room, I thought maybe the kick drum could be up a little bit, and if the bass line was not as wide and down a little bit. The bass is almost competing with the kick. The bass sounds floppy, oh no! Don't have floppy bass, it's not good. But the groove, man. That little, I don't know what that sound is, but that makes the whole track for me. Okay, the stereo bass is getting crushed in this track to review, so Airwolf have stereo bass? All right, now we're at 6 minutes. It's time for a build down or something like cut a percussion layer. So this is an arrangement question. Oh, just happened. Song structure thing is like, I was feeling like the rhythm was the same all the way through. So let's do a 1 minute test on this track since we got 6 minutes of music, 6.5. Is that making an S sound from a voice into a hi-hat? Cool. All right, that was not an ending. It clipped off at the end. That's okay. So the vocal should be a little bit louder. It's not a vocal, but the sounds that are making the vocal and transforming into percussion, a little bit louder so we can hear that it's a voice morphing into a beat. Everything was 3D back in the Airwolf days because we didn't have the internet. I want to skip through the track and just ask the question of how does the percussion change throughout the whole length? Because I was feeling like the drum beat was it was cool. It was dragging me forward all the time, but I'm not sure that the layers were coming in and out. So that would be like the next level of development. Let's go from the beginning. I'm going to skip through and just listen to how is the drums changing. So opening, you don't need the hand clap right away if you want to cut a layer to start off with. Here we are, 39, kick, clap, and what sounds like a hi-hat, but it's coming from a voice. All right. 1 minute, little shaker. Minute 47, little shaker. 2 minutes, kind of same beat. Okay. Coming in at 3 minutes. Some little clinky things. That's good. Here we are, 350. 422. The hi-hats are very like nicely fluid in the center, and then there's some wider things that are like clink, clink, clink. And that reverse crash is super effective. I don't think you need the claps right here at 455. But it doesn't kill it. That's a long cymbal, fading in all the way back from there. Yeah, percussion a bit too metallic. I was using the word clinky, like cowbell, like tick, tick, tick. And then coming up on 5 minutes. And the layers of claps. Okay, so the percussion is changing. There's a section in the middle of the song that has the most percussion. That's basically what I was listening for, is like, does the song develop where the beginning is simple, the middle has the most percussion layers, and then at the end it strips back down to simple again. So great energy in the track. It stays interesting all the way through. It keeps you going. It's like bouncy. We're getting a lot of comments about that bass line having too wide of a stereo width, so you might as well hit that with a mono switch. Make sure it's going to sound good on all PA systems. And if you want to really do something, maybe put a reverb on the bass and have like some bass effects that are like EQ'd up. So the top range, like the upper mid-range of the bass line could have like a wide reverb and the lower end be centered in mono. That's what I would do. Yeah, the clap, I was coming up on that next. Maybe a random reverb on the clap or some delay or something to get some variation on there. And then at the very ending, make sure you don't clip your effects off. Like if you're rendering a 128 bar loop, set your loop braces at 130 bars or 135 or something, so your tails extend. Because right here, we got dropped off of a cliff and we're waiting to hit the ground. I don't know what the ground is made of. It might be water. All right, abstract. Wow, 1 o'clock. So that was an hour and 45 minutes. Are you shitting me? It did not feel like it. It felt like half an hour. This is super cool. So that's the end of track feedback for today. I think there are more tracks in the world to review, but I'm not going to do it right now. A bit more center in the lows. Yeah, you could fix it in mastering, but better to do it in the mix. Great track. We had amazing tracks this week. We were in the chill out zone. We were in the ambient world with some bangers in there. You know what I'm talking about. I love what's happening in the group. When I go to Discord, there is so much going on, and it feels like people are talking to each other even more than ever before. Like on Facebook, we had comments and tagging people, and that was cool. And we know who each other is, or we know who each other are. And you can always see who likes a post, and that's kind of fun. But on Discord, it's like, it feels like you have more range to express yourself instead of just clicking an emoji or something, or having to comment on one post that disappears. It's like the conversations are continuing. So a couple things we have to get figured out. We were talking about doing a second track feedback stream. I'm gonna aim for Wednesday or Thursday next week. I'll ask the question in Discord and maybe by email. I wanna make sure that everybody who's coming in has a chance to say something. Like Chris Circuit, I know she's super busy, but I would love to get her in a live stream. So we gotta answer where, let's keep it with YouTube for a while, maybe for the first month or something like that. I'm open to doing track feedback in Discord entirely, but I know that people have to be able to click in and have their connection work. And sometimes Discord can be a little glitchy for live. I know it doesn't work on mobile as well. There's stuff like that that I want to work out. So let's keep it with YouTube for now. I'm going to put the replay up in the member site in the replays module, and you can click in and see that. And maybe I can do a little screen share thing on how to share a YouTube video that starts at a particular moment. Because honestly, an hour 45, people might not want to watch that. But what you can do is, no, I don't want to try doing it right now while I'm streaming because I might cut the stream. But what you can do is in YouTube, you can click the share button and it'll have a little window. And then there's an option to share starting at a certain time. So like if you play the video, get to the beginning of your track, press pause, and then share from there. You can create a link that has like something like T equals 9,000 seconds or something like that. And then the person who plays that link, it'll start playing at the moment you want to instead of playing from the beginning. So that's a cool way to like kind of share a timestamp moment in a YouTube replay. And if anybody's watching this on replay and your Discord's not working or you don't have access to the channels and you need it, please let me know. I'm really trying to be super tight and hook up everybody as soon as they come in. But there's always a little bit of a time lag. After you sign up, I get an email that tells me a new person signed up. And then I go into Discord and have to find that person and connect them and everything. Right click on PC, yeah, for sharing YouTube videos. Yep. What were the other questions we had about what day to do feedback, genre streams? There's an option to upload audio directly into a Discord comment or thread. So try that if you want to, and let me know how it goes, because then maybe we could do something like possibly playing tracks from inside Discord and having the comments in Discord. I don't know if that's a good idea, but it's an idea. And I just, the only problem I want to solve is I don't want to have SoundCloud ads. It's okay. Like when we were in Facebook before, every time we hit a SoundCloud ad, I would just go talk about the member site or show people some whatever. But once you're all in here, I don't want to just be like telling you to go to the member site because you're already there. So if I could bypass the SoundCloud ads, maybe I should, I don't know, look at that. Those are the things that are on my mind. Thanks everybody for watching so much. I'm super happy with how the track feedback crew is holding together. It's like all the best people from Facebook came over here. What we're gonna do going forward, just to make it super clear, share your tracks in the track feedback channels by genre. And every time we do a feedback video, I'll go there, grab the links, and then play them through on YouTube so that we all know where the tracks are coming from. We do the comments on YouTube. Seems to work really well. Sorry about my stream encoder this morning. I'll practice with that some more. My encoder key was wrong, and I thought I was streaming. Well, I was streaming, but it was going somewhere else. So we got to get that going. And if you have any questions, of course, if introvert Matt gets talkative, it's because of great company. Yeah, I feel super connected. I like this production crew. When I get rich and buy a helicopter, I'm going to come and visit you and play shows. If I could have a helicopter with a sound system and fly around and play parties with everybody. Next level. That might take another year. Okay, that's it for me. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to get back to my streaming window and cut it off for today. Recruiting for hardstyle people. DJ Waters, yeah, we got a collaborations channel. You can post stuff in there. I love how people are remixing each other's tracks. That's super cool. And last thing, I'm going to start asking people to do interviews and share your production style and get into some tips and tricks and everything. So we'll have maybe like Wednesday workshops, like noon on Wednesday, something like that. Lots of potential coming up. And yeah, great thing. Yeah, great tracks. Yeah, and again, super thanks to Pivclip for being the Discord master and teaching me how to use Discord, because when I miss stuff, it's not because I'm drunk at the bar. it's that I'm also new at Discord and the notification thing. There's a lot going on, so we're getting it connected. It's all working. Thank you so much, everybody, and I'll see you in Discord. Whoa, where'd that go? Boink. All right, cool. Awesome. See y'all next time. I'm going for a bike ride now.